painting peeps, and welcome. It's Kathleen from COZ Creations, and I am, as always, grateful that you're here. Today is video 3 of the 5,300 subscribers giveaway, so make sure you watch for 3 or maybe 4, I haven't decided yet, super secret questions. And then at the end of this video, post your answers to all the questions, which will be at the end of the video, and everybody who guesses right gets their name put in a little hat, and then we'll pick a name, maybe more than one. I haven't decided yet, so I'm really glad you're here. And this is just my way of sending out a little ditty, a little thank you to those of you who are always here. I'm grateful. Want to talk about a couple of quick things today, though. I promised if you ask me a question either on Facebook or in the comments on my videos, I'll always do my best to answer you. And a real sweet lady reached out the other day after she watched my varnishing video. And one thing I did not cover in there that was important is we talked about the golden isolation coat that we put down before we varnish. And I didn't mention how I put it down. So once again, it's always a good idea to go to the source. Golden has a website, and you can actually go on there and search for isolation coat, and it'll tell you what it does, it'll tell you how to put it down, and it'll also show you a video of how to do it. But basically I put it down with a thin synthetic brush, the same way I put down my varnish after the isolation coat dries. So that was one of my questions. Another question was about metallic paints. How do I mix them? I mix them the same as my non-metallics. They generally take, some of them generally take a little bit more pouring medium. I very rarely add water to my paints, and the reason for that is my pouring medium has 25 to 30% GAC 800 in it, and to me that is very fluid, so I almost never have to add any water to my paints. Now, when I'm using a heavy body metallic like these DECOART metallics here, they are very thick and they take a little bit more pouring medium. You know, guys, you'll get to a point when you're mixing your paints, you can almost do it blindfolded because you go by the feel of it, how it feels in your cup, how it drips off your popsicle stick, how it lands in your cup. Does it make a big mound? Then to me, it's too thick. Does it make a tiny little mound and then sink right through those paints? That's the way I like my paints, especially if I'm doing a swipe. I like them a little bit thinner than normal. Another thing I wanted to shout out to you about, and I'll post a picture, and if I can figure out how to post the link, I'll do that too, but I am so excited, guys. This April in Seattle, Washington, I am privileged enough to be invited to be one of the instructors at the 2nd annual Paint Expo for pouringartist.com is the website. And Sweet Pam, if you reach out to her, she'll give you all the instructions. You can go to the website, look at all the wonderful, talented pouring artists that are going to be there, and I am so thrilled, humbled, and excited to be in their company. People, I don't have everybody's name, but Kim McIntosh is going to be there, Sweet Karen Durson from Waterfall Acrylics. So April, first week, April 3rd through April 6th, come on down and paint with me, guys. It's also my birthday. You can celebrate with me with a cold brew or a nice glass of wine. So come on down to Seattle for the Pouring Artist event, and everybody's staying in the hotel where the event is, and there's some really good rates on that hotel too. So I hope to see some of you there. What else? I think that's it. we're going to do a swipe today. We're doing it for two reasons. I haven't done one in a while, and it's cold as a witch's booby today in my studio. It's like 50 degrees. I've got my heater on, and I'm going to do a swipe because I don't have to touch a lot of the paint. So here we go. Stay posted to the end of the video for some questions, and I'm going to hit you up right now with the first super secret question, and you're going to have to guess on this, guys. Everybody asks me, Kathleen, when you're dancing around in your studio, what kind of music do you listen to? Well, I listen to all kinds of music. I love jazz, I love pop, I love reggae, I love everything, but there's a particular artist that I grew up with, and whenever I close my eyes and listen to his music or dance around a little bit, it reminds me of so many wonderful memories of my early 20s, and I'm going to give you some hints because one of my questions is going to be, who is one of Kathleen's favorite artists to listen to? He's no longer with us, unfortunately. He passed away, and I miss him. He is also an artist, and he painted most of his album covers. I graduated, when I was listening to him, was around the year that I graduated from high school. I'm kind of giving my age away here, but you don't know if I graduated early or not, guys, but I graduated in 1976, and my final clue is he has a song that probably each and every one of you know that they play almost every year during a very famous horse race. So good luck with that. Dan the man out there from Whimsical Science, you know that answer, so don't be giving it away. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my base coat down here in just a second. Now my base coat today is Artist Loft Black, and I mixed it with Ultramarine Blue. I didn't want an all black canvas, and because I'm using all metallic paints here, I put a little bit of the acrylic pearlescence mixing medium into it, about a squeeze or two into each one of these cups here, just to give it a little bit of a shimmer to match the shimmers that are going on with our swiping colors. And I was going to just use the blues, the golds, and the pearl, but I had some leftover copper, so I figured, what the heck, let's throw that into the mix, and I'm hoping that was a good decision. So our copper color today is RTEZA, and it's pearl copper, and I'm just about out of it, and that's a very pretty paint to have on hand, guys. This blue that we're using is a mix of the Chroma Molten Metals Regal Blue and DECOART Extreme Sheen Sapphire. This pretty little cup right here is a mix of DECOART Extreme Sheen, the 24 karat gold. And you guys know that this is a little bit too bold for me, so I mixed in with it the DECOART Metallics, and this is the Champagne, which is a really, really yummy color. But this guy is just so bossy that it takes your eye away from the other colors, so I toned him down a little bit with the Champagne color right here. And our final color, because I gotta do it for good luck, is a mix of the DECOART Metallics Pearl, and I put some of my favorite good luck paint, my golden iridescent pearl, in there. Just a couple of squirts. This is really high pigment, it's very fluid, and you don't need a lot of it, guys, if you're mixing it with another paint, and you don't need a lot of it when you mix it by itself with pouring medium. So everybody thinks this stuff is expensive, but it goes a long way. I've had this for probably over a month now, and I use it almost every day. So I'm going to go ahead and get quiet, probably put some music on. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to chat about. Y'all leave me comments in my videos about, you know, Kathleen, it wasn't very loud, or the music was a little loud, or I had a bad angle with my camera. Guys, I love it when you reach out and tell me this stuff, because I'm new at this. I'm new at this videoing, and if you have suggestions, by all means, throw them out. I'm not offended at all. So if there's something that you have a suggestion about, tell me. I'm learning, and that really, really helps me. Never offended by such things, guys. Y'all seem very apologetic when you make a suggestion, and there's no need for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get these out of the way, and we're going to get busy. Okay guys, I'm back with you. We're going to go ahead and lay our swipe colors down. I think I'm going to swipe with this gold mix. So I'm going to put that in. You know what? Let's do this on the diagonal, just for funsies. Very little paint goes down, guys. We're going to put a little extra gold down because that's going to be our swipe color. Okay, let's get rolling. I can't decide, should I use my flexible plastic or a paper towel? Let's start off with a paper towel, and then we might do a double swipe. So I take my paper towels, I cut them into different sections, I spray the bottom part of them with a little mist of water, and then I lay them flat so they don't get all crunched up and jiggly. Start right about here. I lay that paper towel down into my swiping color, which is that gold. I let it kind of get a little bit of weight from that paint, and then I'm slowly dragging it. Now as this side right here starts to go off the edge, guys, support it, or the weight of the paint on the paper towel will drag it down and you'll lose your line. Voila. Let's do that again, a little bit off-centered, right down on, we'll bring this one towards me. Support the side that's heading off the canvas. Look at how much this side has celled up and very, very little selling on this side. That's kind of interesting. But I love this black line that's going on right down through there. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more so it's a little bit more uniformed. That's our base coat, which was the Artist Loft Black mixed with the Ultramarine by Master's Touch. And remember, I added a little bit of the pearlescence into that base coat, so it played well with our other metallics. Now, I got a double paper towel here just to give it a little bit more girth. And I'm going to go ahead and drop it down to kind of bring these lines together. That didn't work too well. Let's try that again. And then we're going to mess it up a little bit so it matches the other black lines. Actually, I think I want a little bit more in there. Let me grab my popsicle stick. See, I like the thickness of it over and through here, so let's add that thickness in a few other spots. Okay, now let's kind of jagged it up a little bit. Just lightly drag it down into the areas where you want to see that darker color. Lightly across the existing paint. If you go too deep, you still end up bringing up some of that base coat, so which is the same color we're using to enhance here. I wipe my tool off every time I run it through, guys, because there's always a little bit of another paint on there. As you can see right there, it's not just the dark blue gray, it's got a little bit of the very little paint, guys. Now if you can see, there's already an existing dark line there, so what I'm doing is I'm just playing off of that. I'm going to go through and follow what the existing paint is telling me to do. Those paints talk to me. Let's do the same thing right in through here. I'm going to follow an existing little line that's already down there on the painting. We're just kicking it up a notch, guys. It's the little things. Wipe that tool off when you're done. Now see this area right in through here? I don't need to enhance that. Or if I do, if I run my stick through those little lacy bubbly things there, these cells, it's going to distort them. So we want to stay away from that. But right over in here, this area, it's a little muted for me. So I'm going to accentuate those lines a little bit. Very gently, and I've got a good amount of paint that came off of my stick there, so I'm just kind of rough it up. And then see this little guy right here? He's like all by himself, so I'm gonna send him away. Don't be scared of your paints. You need to be the boss of your paints. You need to show them. Feels good to do a swipe. I haven't done one in a long time. This little area right here is kind of nice. I'm going to go ahead and put in here a few man-made cells just to kind of complete that look. This is my gold paint, just a little bit of a drizzle off the popsicle stick. Remember, the first drop that comes off is the biggest one, so move around because the next one's going to be smaller and a little bit smaller. You don't want all your drops to be the same size because you don't want to make them look like they're man-made. Maybe the same thing right over here. Now remember, very little paint, guys, or you're going to have this little mound of paint that possibly might crack as it's drying. I'm not real fond of that area right in there. Now guys, I can stare and fiddle with a painting for hours, but I won't, because I know you all got things you gotta do. But when I stop the camera, I probably will. All right, let's check our sides, make sure everything looks kind of nice and uniform. Now, a lot of people ask me, the sides are mostly the base coat, but where the swiping tool ran off, some of the paints drizzled down the side. People said, why don't you clean those sides up? Well, I clean it up a little, like if there's a lone drizzle and nothing else going on, I'll remove it, but I kind of like it. I think it's part of the whole composition of the painting. So, oh, I gotta torch this guy. The big guns. I prefer my little creme brulee torch. This guy scares me. Boy, these colors are pretty. You know what's pretty is the blue. How the heck do you turn this off? There we go. The blue and the pearl work so pretty together. All right, let's go in. Let me just clean them up a little bit. And then we'll go in for a close-up. That's a pretty little swipe. I'm grateful. Happy day to all of you. Good luck with this final video and the final challenge. reach out and give me your comments over the weekend, and while I'm in Virginia visiting my girl, I'll write down everybody's name who got all the answers correct, and I'm wishing you all the best of luck. There'll be a little extra surprise there as well, guys. Thanks for joining me in the No Bra Zone. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Have a great day, guys. Bye now.